My name is Krista McLellan, and I am the founder of E&M Bookkeeping Solutions, and I am a QuickBooks Online geek. I'm a published author. I'm a mom of two now grown children. I think that's about all I can do to describe myself.
Yeah, could you tell me a little bit about your own mental health journey?
So I grew up with a mom who suffered from depression. I suffer from a lot of anxiety. I have learned to moderate that pretty well. I will tell you that my brain doesn't shut off very well. I definitely always feel like I'm behind the eight ball. I always feel like I am struggling to accomplish things and that I'm not doing it well enough. I think that it's something that I didn't know was an issue until it was an issue, right? And seeing my children then also, because I believe it's hereditary. Some of it I think I taught them, but some of it I think is just born, it's wired. And so my children, seeing them suffer, and I was like, wow, I did that. And did I teach it to them? Was it like, how can I help them through it? And if I didn't help myself, how could I help them?
So I know for me, one of the biggest stressors in life is money and dealing with it and all that. So what inspired you to help others with it?
So I lost my husband 11 years ago, and he was a firefighter. He died from cancer very quickly. And while I was married to him, I was the quintessential 1950s housewife where he was the breadwinner, he handled the money, and I blissfully had my head in the sand, leaving that all of that responsibility and all that burden, all that pressure on his shoulders. He did not take my power away from me. I did not want any power over money. I thought I was bad with money. It made me uncomfortable to deal with it. It just wasn't my happy place. I had a lot of childhood anxiety around money because I grew up with a single mom and money was always a problem. So there was just never a good feeling around money for me. So I just put my head in the sand. When he got sick and then passed away very shortly after, all of a sudden now I don't have a choice, right? There's no one else, it's me, and I got my kids and I got to figure it out. And it was hard. It was really hard. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what I was doing. I felt like the biggest loser in the world. I felt like a failure as a mom. I'm hiding my car in the garage from the repo man. That first Christmas without him, I didn't have money for Christmas presents. And I'm sitting here trying to decide, do I pay for oil because we're in New Hampshire? If I don't get oil, our pipes are going to freeze and we're going to freeze. Or do I pay for tires and keep us safe on the road? And I just felt like a failure. Especially, it was a proud moment, but it really brought it home for me when my children offered me their gift cards that they got for Christmas and told me they wanted tires for Christmas. And at that point, proud of them that they wanted to come and rescue me, but they shouldn't have been in that position. So I decided, okay, I'm going to learn. I'm going to figure it out. I'm not going to have us in this position anymore. We are not going to sit here and starve and freeze. We are going to not just survive, we're going to thrive. And I'm going to make that happen. And so I just dove into learning everything and anything I could, and we gamified it. We gamified being on a budget. And my children were young. They were 8 and 11 at the time. We gamified being on a budget. And I figured if I could do it, I can help other people do it. And I ended up doing it with business owners who most business owners have no idea how to actually allocate and deal with their money. They're just good at what they're selling. They're not good at the back end of handling their money. And a lot of people aren't good at it. I found out I was not alone. And I can say that to a lot of people, you're not alone. They don't teach us this in school. There's no classes on this. So, how are we supposed to know? How are we supposed to be able to empower ourselves if we're never given the tools and taught how. So that's what I do now.
Yeah, how does it help people's confidence level to understand money better?
Again, I failed math. I did not graduate college because I failed math. And everyone says, I'm bad at math. So am I. Okay, we're going to be there together. It's not about math. Believe it or not, handling money is not about math. And they say, no, I'm bad with money. No, it's not that you're bad. It's that you've never been shown how. And once, just like I couldn't rewire a house because I haven't been shown how to use electricity, right? I couldn't do things if I hadn't been shown how. I had to be shown how to change my tire and check my oil. I had to be shown how. And now that I know how, it's easy. Not that I always want to do it, but it's easy. And showing people how to handle their money, how to understand their cash flow, how to get out of that constant free fall of just making your parachute on the way down and instead being intentional. The people I work with, my clients, know where they stand and they know how to get where they want to go because we mapped it out with their money.
You said with your kids when they're younger, they were wanted to help you with money. What have you learned from them?
My kids they're one of my biggest sources of inspiration, my biggest sources of learning, because of course they're younger, so they were brought up with all this technology, right? So they made me, first of all, accept technology as a tool. I didn't grow up with computers, and so I was like, oh no, I'm not good at it. And they're like, Mom, you're good. Let me show you. And they would show me. I was like, okay, that wasn't so hard. And so I would take the next step and the next step. And then we learned things together. My oldest is now an auditor. She is a CPA and she's an auditor. And we work on tools together. I'll show her things, she shows me things. My youngest showed me how to use Canva to be able to make things for my business. Like when I wanted to go paperless, they helped me learn all the tools to be able to not worry about printing paper and all. They're always on the cusp because they're so much younger. They grew up with this technology. It's more natural to them. So they show me how. And they're a great resource for me. I'm very, very grateful that I have them.
What are some of the programs you work on to help people?
So if most of the people I work with are business owners, and most of them are women business owners. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that you have a method of tracking your business income and expenses. And I'm a QuickBooks girl. It is the number one accounting program solution in the world, not just our country, but in the world for a reason. If there was something better, would I switch? Absolutely. In a heartbeat. I am not loyal to them. I just use them because they're the best I've come across. And so learning how to use that tool, I love teaching myself out of a job. I just met with a business owner this morning. I showed her, because she's been having me do her books, I showed her how to do them. She goes, you might not have a job. I kind of like this. This is fun. I said, that would make me so happy that you could fire me because that means you have total control. I don't gatekeep. I geek out on the tax code, the American tax code. I geek out on it because it was written for business owners. So everybody, I don't care if you have a regular job, get a side hustle because you can absolutely take advantage of the tax code in America. So do it. It was written for you. Let's exploit that and keep more of your hard-earned money.
What do you do to help your own mental health?
Oh, I have a list. I just turned it off. You can see the speaker up there. I have music that plays. I have soothing music. In the morning, I actually have a morning mindset that I listen to from YouTube. At night, I have soothing, actually sleep music because otherwise it helps me tune into the music and not my brain chatter. I walk. For me, walking is a big thing. Getting up, getting that sunlight and just being outside in the fresh air and walking. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to. I give myself a half an hour. I do another 10 minutes to 15 minutes at lunch. And then after dinner, I do it again. My dog is a great source for me. He makes me laugh. My kids, connecting with my children, and like we go hiking together, or we'll do a cooking class together. Now that they're grown and out of the house, we have to connect differently. I like to be outside. For me, being outside and feeling the fresh air and the sunshine is very calming for me. If I can't be outside, my kids and I still will have a dance party. Um, my oldest called me. She was a little stressed out. And I was like, do we need to dance it out? And she's like, I think we need to dance it out, Mom. And so they come over, we blast the music, and we dance it out. Because sometimes it's just, and physical activity really helps you modulate those sensations of anxiety and overwhelm. And when you're so out of breath that you can't think of anything else, it's not a bad place to be. And journaling. I journal. I journal what I'm grateful for. I journal all the things that I am blessed with and that went right. And then do I think about how today could have been better? Yes. And I also journal the next day. What are my top? I only do two things I need to accomplish. Only two. Because if I have a whole list, that anxiety starts. And I'm like, nope, this is the only thing I have to do. And I do one for my business and one for me. Those are the two things. That's it. Don't overwhelm, because I will get overwhelmed. And so I try not to do that to myself. I'm my own worst enemy that way. I will absolutely overwhelm myself with to-dos.
How does it feel for you when you see women you've helped succeed?
Um, so I have you. I have to get another package because this was big. I have cannons that has confetti, right? Because that's what I said one time to one of my women when she did it. And I was like, we need a confetti cannon, because she's like, I just did my own books. I'm like, you did. You really did. She goes, I have money left over. I have money for taxes already saved. I said, you do. And I wanted a confetti cannon. So she sent me a 12 pack of confetti cannons, which I have now used over and over again over the years. I continue to get confetti cannons, because when you have that aha moment where you feel like, I got it, I did it, I can do it, that's exciting. There's nothing better than feeling like you don't have to rely on somebody else, that you are standing in your power and you know where you stand and where you're going, and that everything's going to be okay.
Where do you want to see your mission in the next, say, 3 to 5 years?
I would love to continue to inspire women to take control. I call it getting comfy with the F word, right? Because, we don't always want to talk about finances. We're more than happy to drop that F bomb, but talking about money is uncomfortable. So I'd like to help more women get comfy with the F word, take control of their personal as well as their business finances, because if you have a business and your personal finances are out of control, it affects your business. And if you have a business and your business finances are out of control, it's affecting your personal. So to get those in control, to have that tribe of women supporting each other, networking with each other. Yes, I work with men as well, but it is 90% of the people I work with are women, because of my own history of being a single mom and what I went through. But to just spread this like contagion, that it's not that you're bad with money, it's that you haven't been taught how. And if I can do it, I can help you do it. And if you can do it, you can help your children do it. And when that means the next generation will be better, and we won't be in this position. I know for me, money was such a huge source of anxiety. Even though I'm not in a bad position with money anymore, I still struggle with anxiety around it, because that was my whole life. So learning and rewriting the chapter to know that tomorrow's okay. We don't have to worry about the heat being shut off or the electricity being shut off or the repo man coming. There is enough food in the fridge. Like knowing that I have the bills paid for, it's to integrate it and get rid of that anxiety is my mission to help women. Because once I figure out how to do it, hopefully again, I can help other women be like, okay, we overcame that. Because we all go through hell. The point is to not set up camp there, right? We have to go through it, keep going, don't stay, get on the other side. And then we can take a breath and be like, okay, we did that. We can do hard things and we're okay. We can survive, not just survive, but be stronger for it.
How
So
can people reach out to you and learn more?
they can find me on Instagram. I have two Instagram. One is for my regular bookkeeping business, EM Bookkeeping. And then there's my just for women, it's Money Making Mamas, MAMMAS. And you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Krista McLellan on LinkedIn. And I try and have a little sense of humor around money because we can't take it that seriously. We have to be able to laugh and enjoy it. So I have a little bit of sense of humor. I have a different take on things than a regular bookkeeper will, simply because I did not go to school for this. I learned this on my own. So I don't do accountant speak, and I try and share all that information I wish I had when I started. Right? If I could have had the information when I started that I do now, my life would be so much easier. So I really try and share that freely so that other people can benefit and not fall in those same very expensive sinkholes and road bumps that are not fun to be on. So
Yeah, did you ever think when you first started working with money and dealing with your own finances, you would get this far?
no, I now am a published author, which is strange. Like when they approached me about it, I was like, who am I? Why? I thought that was strange. I never intended on having a team. I have a team on it's not just me anymore. I have a team. I never intended on being a bookkeeper, or never mind teaching people. I was bad at math and bad at money. Who am I to teach people? So to have life come to where it is now is entertaining. It's fun. It's humbling because I don't know everything. So if someone throws something at me that I don't know, I will find the expert to answer, and then oftentimes I'll interview that expert to share the information I learned, because I don't know everything. I'm always learning. And if I don't know it, that means other people don't know it. So I might as well share. And if people come to me with a question, that means other people don't know that answer either. So let's share it. And who knew it would take on the life it has? Like, who knew it would be so much fun to be a constant student of money? Who knew?